The Akashic Records, a term enshrouded in mystery and steeped in metaphysical lore, continue to fascinate spiritual seekers, mystics, and those who delve into esoteric knowledge. Often visualized as a cosmic library or universal database, these records are believed to contain the detailed history of every soul, every thought, word, deed, emotion, and intention across time. They are not physical documents, but rather impressions stored in a non-physical plane of existence known as the etheric or Akashic plane. This ancient and spiritually rich concept has found its place in modern spiritual practice, offering seekers a gateway to deeper understanding of themselves and the universe. The word Akashic is derived from the Sanskrit word Akasha, which translates as ether, sky, or atmosphere. In spiritual traditions, Akasha is understood as the fifth element, the subtle substance that permeates all things and serves as the medium through which universal knowledge is imprinted. According to these beliefs, the Akashic Records exist within this subtle energy field, forming a living archive that reflects both the personal and collective journey of consciousness. The Akashic Records are said to encompass an extraordinary range of knowledge. They are thought to contain the complete history of every soul's journey, not just the events of this lifetime, but of all past incarnations and, in some interpretations, potential future outcomes. Each individual has a record, a personalized energetic blueprint that includes the soul's experiences, choices, intentions, and lessons across lifetimes. These individual records are intricately connected to the wider story of humanity, and even to the greater evolution of the universe itself. Beyond personal experiences, the records are believed to hold profound spiritual wisdom, the evolution of civilizations, the origins of the cosmos, and the hidden architecture of divine consciousness. While the concept itself is ancient, its popularization in the West can be largely attributed to theosophist Helena Blavatsky in the late 19th century. Drawing upon Eastern philosophical traditions, she introduced the notion of the Akashic Records as a universal memory field that recorded all events, thoughts, and experiences. Blavatsky described Akasha as the life force that retains these imprints, suggesting that it was accessible to those with heightened spiritual awareness. Later, the American mystic Edgar Cayce, often referred to as the sleeping prophet, further expanded public interest in the concept. During his trance readings, Cayce described accessing a kind of celestial book of remembrance which many equate with the Akashic Records to provide insight into people's past lives, soul purposes, and health conditions. A common question that arises is whether one must raise their vibration in order to access the Akashic Records, or whether accessing the records themselves helps raise one's vibration. The answer, according to many spiritual practitioners, lies in a reciprocal relationship. It is often believed that raising one's vibration through spiritual practice, such as meditation, gratitude, integrity, and mindfulness, helps align an individual with the high-frequency realm in which the records reside. In turn, accessing the records can lead to profound spiritual realizations, healing, and growth that naturally elevate one's vibration even further. This cyclical relationship suggests that sincere seekers grow spiritually, both in preparation for and as a result of connecting with the Akashic field. There are various ways people report accessing the Akashic Records, though the methods tend to involve quieting the mind, entering an altered state of consciousness, and setting a clear, respectful intention. Meditation is a foundational tool, often guided by visualizations or invocations to align with the frequency of the Akashic realm. Intuitive abilities such as clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, clairaudience, clear hearing, or clairsentience, clear feeling, are also said to aid in receiving information. Some people naturally access this knowledge in dreams or during spontaneous mystical experiences, while others may seek training from experienced practitioners or attend workshops that teach intentional techniques for connecting to the records. Spiritual teacher Dolores Cannon, for example, developed a method called quantum healing hypnosis technique, or QHHT, through which clients in deep trance states often uncover detailed accounts of past lives and soul-level insights, experiences that many believe parallel or overlap with Akashic access. Engaging with the Akashic Records is a deeply personal and potentially transformative process, but it also comes with important ethical and psychological considerations. Ethical responsibility is key. Most teachers and practitioners emphasize that one should only access the records with clear, compassionate intent, ideally seeking insight for personal healing, growth, and service to others. Attempting to read another's records without consent is generally considered a violation of spiritual boundaries and could distort the energy of the reading. Additionally, information drawn from the records is always subject to interpretation, filtered through the consciousness of the person accessing it. For this reason, discernment and humility are essential. Psychologically, the experience of accessing the Akashic Records can be intense. Individuals may uncover past life trauma, karmic patterns, or truths that challenge their current worldview. For some, this can be incredibly healing. For others, it may bring up emotions or questions that require time and support to integrate. This is why it is often recommended to approach Akashic work within a framework of grounded spiritual practice and, when necessary, to seek guidance from trusted mentors, counselors, or facilitators. It's also worth noting that from a scientific or skeptical perspective, there is no empirical evidence for the existence of the Akashic Records. Experiences attributed to them may be interpreted through psychological or neurological frameworks as archetypal explorations of the subconscious, symbolic storytelling, or cognitive synthesis. Yet for those who work within spiritual paradigms, the reality of the Akashic Records is less about proving their objective existence and more about the transformation and clarity they bring into a person's life. There's often discussion in spiritual circles about the difference between the Akashic Records and the soul blueprint. While they are closely related concepts, they are not entirely the same. The soul blueprint refers specifically to the unique plan or design a soul carries into each lifetime, its core essence, lessons, gifts, and challenges. It is the divine architecture of who you are at the soul level. The Akashic Records, by contrast, are the repository in which that blueprint, along with all its expressions and experiences, is held. In this way, the soul blueprint can be seen as a part of your personal record within the larger Akashic field. Ultimately, the Akashic Records invite us to explore the deeper dimensions of existence. They offer the possibility of understanding not only who we are and where we've been, but why we are here and what our soul is striving to learn and become. Whether viewed as literal metaphysical archives, symbolic spiritual tools, or intuitive doorways into deeper self-awareness, the records remind us that we are far more than just our present moment or personality. We are timeless beings, intricately connected to the cosmos, with stories that stretch across lifetimes. Approaching the Akashic Records with humility, intention, and reverence opens the way for profound discovery. They are not a shortcut to spiritual mastery, but a sacred mirror reflecting the truth of our soul's journey. In their wisdom lies the potential for healing, awakening, and remembering the vastness of who we truly are.